So the White House, of course, is in full-blown panic mode over the Epstein scandal that again reemerged for the thousandth time this week. All those horrible emails that have come out. Trump knew everything. Trump spent hours with one of the victims. Yeah, had Thanksgiving dinner with Epstein during his first term. So all of that and so much more has come out this week. And White House insiders don't know how to handle this. Donald Trump's confidants, his pals, his allies, they're all scratching their heads because there's nothing they can do to get Donald Trump to stop making the problem worse. In fact, several of them spoke to Axios this week where they admitted that his reactions to all of it since the beginning has only made it worse and, ironically, actually helped to keep the scandal alive. I have always said, whether it's his legal problems, whether it's the Epstein thing, whether it's, whatever, Trump's biggest problem is his mouth. The best thing Donald Trump could do in 95% of the situations that he's found himself in the last 10 years is to literally say nothing at all. That's it. Just shut your mouth, move on with your day, and don't say anything. But his pride, his vanity, his ego, his narcissism, it prevents him from staying quiet. Because if people are talking about him, by God, he's going to add into that conversation because nobody knows him better than him. And his staffers are saying, this is killing us. This is killing you. You got to stop. Let me read you this. One confidant told Axios, quote, "The minute he thinks it's unfair to him and it's a personal attack, he just goes into fight mode. No one wants to talk to him no one wants to ask him what's going on here with Epstein because he just gets angry." So that's another piece of the puzzle, right? You do have these confidants, the allies, the staffers, the insiders, the cabinet, everybody else. They want to get with Trump and come up with a proper response, right? The rapid response team. Hey, Donnie, sit down. Here's what they're saying. We got to craft something. But they're admitting we can't even do that because the second we bring up that name, this guy flies into a blind rage. And instead of talking to us, he gets on Truth Social and he fires off these ridiculous tweets that make the situation worse for everyone. So now, instead of one crisis to respond to, he creates a second one. And by creating the second one, it re-ups everything back into the news cycle, and we're just screwed. Axios put it this way. Whether it's a question about the current affordability crisis, COVID in 2020, or the Russia probe in 2017, he has a penchant for pushing back against attacks by calling them Democratic hoaxes or con jobs. He then tries to kill the controversy with such a heavy hand that it helps keep the story alive. But that's what he does. He runs his mouth. But let me add another wrinkle to this, because something else also happens when Donald Trump is in situations like this, and we have seen it play itself out several times over the last couple years. Every time Donald Trump gets backed into a corner, he doesn't just lash out, he doesn't just, get angry. He also lowers that baseline for his brain. He starts to go a little crazier. He starts to say weirder, more incoherent things. It happened during the FBI, search of Mar-a-Lago. Cognitive abilities went down and never rebounded. Happened during his criminal trial. Happened when Epstein first came out this year. Happened when Epstein came back again. Happened during the shutdown. Now it's going to happen again. We're talking about a man whose mental health was already teetering on the brink. His cognitive abilities were in the toilet. And now they're going to get so much worse. That's bad for the country. As I've said a couple times this week, I think he's going to have a response to this. He's going to come up with something to serve as a distraction from Epstein. And it's going to be horrific, going to be very bad. And honestly, my guess is a ground war in Venezuela. They're already, even before this started happening, getting things ready for that. He's going to launch us into a war with a country that absolutely doesn't even need to be at war. We have no reason to fight them. But he's going to do something that drastic in order to distract people from this because he needs the distraction. His brain isn't working properly because he's under so much duress, and that's going to be the end result. Scientists recently discovered a new evolutionary trait in puppies, and it's that they cannot grow up and reach their full potential unless you subscribe to this channel. Don't do it for me, folks. Do it for little Atlas and Judge here. Good boys. You do good. You want to say something? No? Okay.